Hello, hello. This is my video project, Biofuel Ethanol. What is going on? There we go. Ethanol is 90% produced from starch-based crops, such as corn. It is a form of gasoline that is theoretically more sustainable as it comes from renewable sources. Obviously, you can grow corn in a short amount of time, while fossil fuels cannot be replaced within our lifetime. Hence, it is renewable. Production. Corn is grown and harvested using modern techniques of irrigation, pesticide control, and machinery collection, and then shipped off to plants. Most ethanol in the United States is produced from starch-based crops by dry mill or wet mill processing. Nearly 9% of ethanol plants are dry mills due to lower capital costs. Dry milling is a process that grinds corn into flour and ferments it into ethanol, with co-producers of distilled grains and carbon dioxide. It ferments it by feeding it the mill to bacteria that will turn the corn into ethanol. So talking about the availability, ethanol is widely available in usage due to our abundance of corn and the mandated percentage of ethanol in gasoline, making at least 10% of said gasoline. Further research is being done on ethanol production from sugar canes or algae, but these methods are not yet commercially viable. We obviously, in the United States, have the Corn Belt, so that's obviously viable. And it's mandated by U.S. government that 10% of our gasoline is ethanol. What is happening? Further research is being done on sugar canes and algae. So sugar canes are grown in Brazil, and they obviously deforest the rainforest, so it's not that commercially viable. Although it is net positive for energy, we'll get back to that later. Algae is extremely expensive to use in the production of ethanol, but solves our problem of water usage, as algae can be used with salt water. Theoretically, the corn growing process should take back in CO2 produced during the process. The most recent DOE study, published by Agrian National Laboratory in 2021, found that U.S. corn ethanol has 44 to 52% lower greenhouse gas emissions than the alternative gasoline, finding even that ethanol production has lowered its carbon footprint by at least 20% in the last decade due to innovations in the production process. So, economics in the public. So, the biofuel is net negative. In terms of energy, it costs more energy to produce ethanol than what you get out of a liter of ethanol. This industry, however, represents over 300,000 jobs in the United States, so it's supported by the government subsidies. The Department of U.S. Transport is working with PHMSA to educate the public on ethanol. Okay, so analysis and recommendations. Corn-based ethanol as a biofuel is not sound. Besides the fact that it is not net negative in energy output, the process takes up substantial water, requiring 72 times more water than to produce crude oil or solar energy. It is straight up water wasteful. Water is an extremely valuable resource in our modern world. Fresh water is not easy to come by. My recommendations are to research a way to make ethanol from corn net positive, or place funding into sugarcane or algae-based ethanol until they are commercially viable. Obviously, algae would be the most favorite option because you can use salt water, which would reduce our water cost. However, the simplest solution would be to reroute the subsidies going to ethanol in favor of solar energy, and just avoid that whole process altogether. So these are my sightings, and that's the video. Thank you for joining.